got everything all situated. All right. This is Jackie, and I'm here with your all-access interview with Arlie of Sister Sparrow and the Dirty Birds. We are here at day one of Kentucky's Four Castle Festival, enjoying the heat already.
Oh, yeah.
Doors have just opened, so things are just getting started here. You guys are based out of New York City, is that correct?
That's right, yeah, Brooklyn.
Excellent. A lot of good musicians are now based in Brooklyn. I feel like that's it's beyond an upcoming area. Are there any radio stations in the New York area that you tune to when you're home?
I like WFUV, which is like I guess like a user, like a public, donation-based radio station. I love them. And there's a classic radio station I listen to, K104. I think it's 104.3, but it's just like Tom Petty and stuff, which I love.
I feel like those were sort of the bands that not only my dad, but I grew up on, and now the fact that they're calling it classic rock is a little sad.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Besides Tom Petty, what are some other musicians you grew up listening to that might influence your sound now?
Definitely Bonnie Raitt, the band, Little Feat, that kind of stuff. I loved that. My parents were always playing that kind of stuff in the house, and I just grew to love it, and definitely influenced what we do now in a big way. And then like current bands that I love right now, like I'm obsessed with the Wood Brothers, and I love the Tedeschi Trucks Band, and they're like one of my favorites. So
very nice. How has the band's sound evolved over the past couple of years? You guys have been going on since about 2008.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's come together a lot, I think, and I write most of the songs usually by myself, and so I think just as a songwriter, I've got progressed a lot because I was a really, really new songwriter when we started, and so I think that has evolved a little bit just because I'm getting older and more experiences and hopefully getting better at what I do. But and then aside from that, just playing together so much. We play like 150 plus shows a year, and so just that amount of playing together really just makes the sound gel. I think
practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
What are some lessons you learned from working with the very famous producer Randy Jackson?
Randy was the ultimate chill dude.
I can't imagine.
I know, right? Isn't that a shocker? But so I think I learned to just, chill out and let it happen. And he was all about the vibe. Like he didn't want to kill the vibe at all. So the little EP we made together, a lot of it, most of my vocal tracks were just the live tracks that we got, which is actually something I incorporated in our new record, which is our fourth recording that just came out. And so a lot of those are also live, and I think I learned that from him. Just like go with what feels good, and if you hit it on a moment, like don't if it's not perfect, don't be worried about that.
That's a great universal lesson. Way to go, Randy Jackson. You mentioned your latest release, The Weather Below. Describe some of the either people or things that have influenced your songwriting this time around.
This one is hugely influenced by my family, and we're actually a family band. My brother is, and my older brother plays the harmonica in the band. And so I wrote a couple of these songs for, like, one for my mom, one for my older sister, and just, with that sort of family element in mind, because it's really important to me. And I'm the youngest of four, so I grew up with this giant musical family, so they are really the reason that I do it, and so I wanted to sort of pay homage to that. And also just life on the road influenced a lot of the songs as well.
So clearly the songs are autobiographical because they are for very specific people, yet still universal, which is not easy to do as a music writer. So that's a really great challenge. Some people think that being a musician is such a glamorous lifestyle, and many of us laugh when we hear that. What are some of the tougher aspects of recording?
For me, I think it was just the working every single day and not having a lot of breaks, and just vocally that can be really just challenging, like you said, but just hard. It's tiresome. So for me, it was really the challenge was trying to keep my voice healthy, and while still pretty much pushing it every single day. And we recorded this last one in 3 weeks, and we worked every day, and I sang almost every day, which was insane and really intense. I mean, we play almost every day, but we do have off days on the road, because you have to. For me, and the way I sing especially is really kind of hard. So it's important to take those breaks when you can. But
because you did it in 3 weeks, did it feel rushed? Were there time constraints, or did you just want to move on through?
Actually, it was the longest we've ever taken to do a record, so we felt like we had all the time in the world. We were like, this is amazing. But no, yeah, so I think we did have to really move things along because we did have a schedule and like, deadlines and stuff. So I think that we were pretty organized, and by the end of it, we were like, we did it all. Like, we really checked everything off the list. And producer we worked with, Ryan Hadlock, he really was good at that, and like, we made a big list and we checked it all off literally. So that was great, because otherwise there's 7 of us in the band. It can really get out of hand really quickly.
Somebody needs to be the organized one.
Absolutely, and it can't always be me. So
I wouldn't want to be the one to do it either. Is there a song or two on The Weather Below that best represents your overall sound that fans absolutely have to check out first?
Well, the 2 singles that we put out, I think, kind of give you an idea of who we are. The first one's Mama Knows, which is the song I wrote for my mom. And then the second one is Sugar. And so it gives you, they're very different songs, too. I feel like the vibes are different, so it kind of gives you a good overall. And then our sort of Dirty Bird anthem right now is Don't Be Jealous, because it is kind of the story of me and the boys on the road and like breaking down in the middle of the desert and stuff, and it's all very true. And so that one is kind of like, yeah, that's quintessential Dirty Bird right there.
Very nice. How do you guys go about choosing a set list for today's show?
Well, today is a little tricky because it's so short. Like, our set's only 45 minutes, so we really try to, give you a little taste of everything, like you just said, kind of. And so we actually talked about it in traffic on the way here, like, what should we play today? And there's so many songs we'd love to be able to play, but you got to narrow it down. So we do it a little bit communally, but at the end of the day, I kind of just make it happen.
Very nice. With the new album, are there a few messages or important things that you want fans to hear and kind of take with them after they listen to your music?
Yeah, I think the overall vibe and the reason why I play music is that it brings me a lot of joy, and from the time I started singing as a small child, I could sort of sense that it made other people happy as well. And so overall, it might sound kind of cheesy or cliche, but that's kind of the reason. That's our mission statement, like why I do it, why I write songs, is ultimately to sort of bring that joy out in people and in myself. So at the end of the day, that's it. But, more specifically, love your family, be good to one another, that kind of thing.
Really simple tenements, but I think that, it's important, and you get to spread that word. You've covered a lot of festivals, Bonnaroo, Firefly, Voodoo, and things like that. Do you prefer these outdoor festivals or more intimate club settings?
Oh, well, in the summertime, I do love these outdoor festivals, because what is better than working outside in the sun? We can't, really can't complain. But it is nice also to get those smaller venues in there, because you do get to sort of talk one-on-one with people after the show, and during the show you can kind of connect to people on maybe a closer level. So I like them both, but especially for this weather's a little intense, but I do enjoy it. It's good to sweat it out sometimes.
Yeah, it's like 100 degrees, so it's a healthy glow we've got going on.
Seriously, I'm like fanning myself.
So it'll be a little bit different preparing for NBC's Today Show. How do you prepare for that? Because you're used to playing either festivals or concerts, and from what I hear from other folks I've interviewed, there are not a lot of people that are actually physically there when you play.
Right, it's a whole different thing. We've done some morning shows before, but more like local stations and stuff, and it is a little bit weird. You kind of have to just imagine yourself in that spot, so you get that energy up. But I'm glad that I've had some opportunities to do it before, because if this was the first one, I think I would just lose it. I don't think I could do it.
Oh, good thing for practice. So the Today Show is coming up after Forecastle. What else is coming up next?
Well, we're really just on the road for the rest of the year. We don't take a break until December. So, that's it. Like, we are road dogs for sure. So we'll be all over the country and a few more festivals as the summer winds down. It feels like it hopefully will never end right now, but it will. But yeah, our tour schedule's really extensive, and we're crisscrossing the country a couple more times before the end of the year. So look for us out there.
Excellent. Be sure to pick up The Weather Below. This is Sister Sparrow and the Dirty Birds, thanks to All Access and In the Key of Change. Excellent. Woo! It's warm.